Hi, I'm Coach CoachClemens, and welcome to another edition of Tips for a Perfect Season. In our last episode, we talked about practice plans and the importance of having them and the importance of writing them down and some of the things that go into them. In this episode, I'd like to talk about chalk talks, or that period of time at the beginning, middle, or end of practice where we get to sit the kids down and talk to them as a group and explain some important things about what's going on with the team. Three key things that you want to make sure that are in a chalk talk. There may be other things, but these are kind of the three basics. One of those should be something about the context of the situation, where you're at in the season. Put the last game in context, the last few games. If you're in a slump, if you're on a high streak, put that in context for them. Then also flash ahead to the next few practices or next few games. What do you need to accomplish, and what are you trying to do? Second thing you ought to do in a chalk talk is explain any rules or nuances or complexities of things that are going on. Something that you want to introduce in the future. Might be a good time to start planting some seeds. You know, guys, at next practice we're going to do such and such and such and such. And so once you start thinking about that over the next couple of days. And finally, I think every good chalk talk ought to include a life lesson. Relate what they're doing on the field and in the dugout to life lessons. Maybe it has to do with school, maybe it has to do with work ethic, but make sure you're trying to tie those things to something larger that we have the opportunity to teach as coaches. Well, that about wraps up this episode of Tips for a Perfect Season. I would like to remind you that I do have a blog at www.coachclemens.com, and I'd really like for you to provide some feedback. The blog provides an opportunity for you to tell me what you think of these videos and other content that I post on there. The idea is that we're having a discussion about what does it really mean to be a great youth baseball coach. And so your ideas, your tips, your suggestions, your comments, your criticisms, they're all welcome. So please take a few minutes and let me know what you think. Thanks for tuning in, and here's to your perfect season.